Good evening and a very warm welcome. This is Primetime News on TV1. I'm Theruni Karunaratne. We're coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Before we head on to stories in detail, here's a look at tonight's top stories. Former Ambassador Udayanga Veeratunga remanded until January 17th on assault charges. Kirti Thennakoon responds to allegations of seizing reservation land.
මම සමන්ත විද්‍යාරත්නට අවස්ථාව ලබා දෙනවා අධිකරණය හමුවේදී මේ කරුණු ඔප්පු කරලා මාව දඩගේ යවන්න පුළුවන් නම් යවන්න කියලා ඉවරලා.
Manusha responds to allegations against his brother regarding corrupt deals.
පවුල එක බඩවැල කඩන් ආවයි කියලා මේ පුද්ගලයෝ වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අනිත් එක ඒ පුද්ගලයෝ කරන වැරදි වලට අනිත් අය වගේ කියන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ.
Nalinda questions Chamara's false statements in Parliament about clean Sri Lanka.
මේ කරුණ පදනම් කරගෙන එතුමාට ඉල්ලාසෙන් ඕමනාවකුත් නැහැ. ඉල්ලාසෙන් ඕනේ නැහැ. එතුමා ඉන්න ඒ කියව ප්‍රකාශය බොරු.
At least 10 dead in Los Angeles wildfires. New LA area fire prompts more evacuations. On to those stories in detail now. Former Sri Lankan ambassador to Russia, Udayanga Veeratunga, who was arrested over an incident of assaulting a neighbor, was remanded until the 17th of January. This order was given when he was produced before the Gangodavilla Magistrates Court. Udayanga Veeratunga was arrested over charges of assaulting a neighbor in Mirihana. This assault had allegedly taken place following a verbal altercation concerning a parapet wall. The victim's party had released footage of the attack.
වීඩියෝ කරන්න කවුද අයිතිය දුන්නේ? අම්බුවා.
අයිස්කෙන්
මම අවුරුදු ගණන් ඉරේ හිටපු මිනිස්සෙක්. තව යන්න සූදානම්. අවශ්‍යවත් අරගෙන. අද කියලා මේවා ඉතල කරනවා මේනෝ පොලිසිය ගන්න. බය කරන්න. කොටාපයක් ආවා. බය කරන්න.
The victim of the attack is currently receiving treatment at the Sri Jayawardhanapura General Hospital.
පයිප් එකක් අරගෙන බිම තියච්චේ මට දමලා ගැහුවා. පළවෙනි එක මම වලක්වා ගත්තා කොහොම හරි. දෙවෙනි පාර මට වැදුනා. මගේ වැදිලා මගේ නහය කැඩුනා. මේ තුවාල වුණා හොඳටම. මට බයක් තියෙනවා මට එළියට පයින්න බෑ.
Based on a complaint that was filed by the victim of the attack, police took steps to arrest Udayanga Veeratunga and produce him before court.
දේශපාලන අධිකාරියේ සංචාරකයෝ ගෙනාව කියලා පුංචි කොලාහලයක් ඇතුළම මේ වගේ ඇතුළට දානවා. අද කොච්චර රණ්ඩු වෙනවද? මේ මිග්ගයකටද ගත්තේ? මිග්ගයක නෙමෙයි. මම නිකන් රණ්ඩු වෙලා. අද ලංකාවේ කොච්චර රණ්ඩු වෙනවද? දේශපාලන ප්‍රශ්න.
Former Governor Rajit Kirti Thennakoon convened a media briefing today and responded to a claim made by Minister Samantha Vidyaratna concerning the acquisition of land.
අක්කර 54082 කින් අක්කර 108ක් ගැන තමයි මේ සමන්ත විද්‍යාරත්න.
Samantha Vidyaratna is talking about 18 acres of 54,082 acres of land. That's just 0.0032% of the land. He's making extremely malicious and false claims against Bogha Palace and me, personally accusing me, Kirti Thennakoon, of cutting down trees. I got to know that the Department of Forest Conservation visited the site today and conducted an investigation. In the 1970s, this area was cleared and trees were cut down to supply timber to the State Timber Corporation. Afterwards, it was used for firewood and charcoal production. Later, it was used for chaina cultivation. There are Jai Bhumi, Swarna Bhumi and licensed lands, as well as lands occupied by unauthorized settlers in this area. There are reservoirs, valleys, paddy fields and chena cultivations in these lands. This is a very fertile area. These claims were made by Samantha Vidyaratna. He said that an individual by the name of T.K. Rajit had committed certain actions after adding an additional 0 to his national identity card number. I must clearly state that Rajit Kirti Tennakon, the former governor, does not own any land in the Haldumulla Divisional Secretariat Division or the Badulla district. Therefore, I have absolutely no necessity to apply for a land that I do not own. I personally know the procedure of acquiring a land from the government very well. I understand very well that if I want to obtain government land, I have to write to the divisional secretary. I know very well that the divisional secretary will not grant me land if I provide false information, such as a wrong name or identity card number. I do not own any land in Haldumulla as he claims. His statement about me owning a land in the Haldumulla divisional secretariat is completely fabricated out of Malays. However, I do own an 18-acre cultivated land in a nearby village in the Munaragala district. I purchased this land from a hereditary farmer in that area. I first visited this area in 2020 when I was not the governor. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I went there as a photographer. It's a very beautiful area, but with sad living conditions. It's a place with beautiful animals, butterflies and birds. So I went there and purchased this land from them as a commercial transaction. Even then, there was a hut there. There were coconut, mango and guava trees planted by them. Some of the trees were over 30 years old. They are still there. A person who lives with trees would never want to cut them down. Also at that time, manioc and banana were cultivated there very well. It was also used for paddy cultivation, so there's no question of cutting down these trees. Furthermore, he shows a video at 10 minutes and 1 second and tries to interpret it maliciously, suggesting that the person in the video is its caretaker. This is a lie. That person is not the caretaker of my land. I purchased a part of this land from him a long time ago in 2020. Samantha Vidyaratna repeatedly claims that in 2021 and 2022, I used my powers as the governor to misuse this land. All these claims are malicious. I challenge Samantha Vidyaratna to prove these allegations in court and send me to jail if he can.
Minister Nalinda Jyotisar, the chief government whip, responded to allegations made yesterday in Parliament by MP Chamara Sampath Dasanayake of the New Democratic Front regarding the Clean Sri Lanka project. The minister stated that the claims made by MP Chamara Sampath Dasanayake were completely false.
Regarding the Clean Sri Lanka project, it is impossible to issue a check today. The Presidential Secretariat's program for the Clean Sri Lanka project has allocated 200,000 rupees to singer Sangeet Wickramasinghe and 800,000 for song production, totaling 7 million for the event. If the Presidential Secretariat can present these proper tender procedures for this 7 million expenditure, I will resign from Parliament immediately. The accounts branch refuses to issue a check for 7 million rupees. They have brought in models for 15,000 rupees each to sit in the Clean Sri Lanka program. The 7 million rupees is to be paid from the fund in Palavatta. The Presidential Secretariat will not issue the check. The project is failing from the start.
Clean Sri Lanka සමාරම්භක ව්‍යාපෘතිය රුපියල් ලක්ෂ 70ක් වියදම් වුණා කියලා.
The government needs to provide a necessary clarification. Some media outlets have reported that 7 million rupees were spent on the inaugural event of the Clean Sri Lanka project. Based on false statements made by an MP in this chamber, I want to clarify that the inaugural event did not cost 7 million rupees. The approved expenditure is only around 900,000 rupees. And even that payment has not yet been made. Therefore, the figures mentioned for payments to the singer or for website development are entirely false and baseless. Quotations were called for in the usual manner, and the higher priced ones were not accepted. Thus, the government has not spent a single cent over 900,000 rupees on the inaugural event of the Clean Sri Lanka project, nor does it intend to. I want to state before this assembly that the expenditure report is completely fabricated. Also, there is no need for the MP to resign based on these false claims.
Thalata Otukurala, the General Secretary of the United National Party, stated today that efforts to unite the UNP and the Samagi Janabalawege will continue.
Paladata Korla officially commenced her duties as the new General Secretary of the UNP at the party headquarters in Sirikota today.
As a member of parliament for the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, I have been advocating for this unification for the past 45 days. I have consistently stated that these two groups should come together. Consequently, I have faced various challenges. However, I will not abandon this effort because the Samagi Jana Balawegaya is not a separate party. All its members are former members of the United National Party.
ඔබතුමීලා හිතන්නේ මේ සාකච්ඡා යනවා නම් නායකත්වය සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාසගේ නායකත්වයෙන් යුතුවද මේක යන්න ඕන කියලා?
අපි එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ හැටියට
As the United National Party, we conduct all discussions with the knowledge and guidance of our party leader. Any party involved can act according to the instructions of their respective leader. Therefore, we need to find a suitable solution to unite these two groups.
හරි විසඳුමක් හොයාගන්න.
එහෙනම් ආරාධනාවක් එනකන් ඉන්නවද?
එහෙම නැහැ. අපි මේ ආරාධනාව විවෘතයි.
එහෙනම් කොළ හෙටාරින් දර දැල්වේ.
අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා.
අනිවාර්යෙන් පත්තු වෙන්න ඕනේ.
Former Minister Manoj Nanayakkara visited the United National Party headquarters, Sirikota, today. He responded to questions regarding allegations against his brother, who is currently in remand custody.
ඇමතුමා අද සිරිකොතට ඇවිල්ලා වගේ මේ ඔබතුමා නැහැ කියලා මේ පළාතේවත් නැහැ කියලා මේ හොයනවා.
කියන අයට ඉතින් මොකද්ද අර ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී අයිතියක්ද මොකද්ද තියෙනවලුනේ බොරු කියන්නේ නේ ඒක නිසා වෙන්නේ නැති.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේ හිටියම නැද්ද?
නෑ නෑ ඉතින් මම ওই ට්‍රිප් යනවානේ ඉතින් අපි ওই
බයෙද ඉන්නේ අත්අඩංගුවට ගනී කියලා.
මම මොකටද බය වෙන්නේ? ඉතින් මොකද මම වැරදි කරලා තියෙනවා නම් තමයි බය වෙන්න ඕනේ වැරදි කරලා තියෙනවා නම් තමයි හැංගෙන්න ඕනේ.
දැන් හිතන මල්ලි.
ඔව් ඒක පිළිබඳව මුලින්ම නම් කරලා සහෝදරයෙක් හරි අම්මා හරි තාත්තා හරි කියලා පළවෙනියෙන්ම මාධ්‍යයට කිව්වා අපි ඉතින් ඕගොල්ලන්ටම මාධ්‍යයට කිව්වා මාධ්‍යයේ දැම්ම සමාජ මාධ්‍යයේ තියෙනවා මිනිස්සුන්ට එහෙම අහුවෙන්න එපා ඒව නීති විරෝධී වැඩ කියලා කිව්වෙත් පළවෙනි පැමිණිල්ල දැම්මෙත් මම ඉතින් ඒක නිසා එක පවුලේ ඉතින් ඉන්නවා විවිධ ඇඟිලි පහ තියෙන්නේ ඒ වගේ මෙතන තව අයගේ තියෙන්නේ ওই අයියලා මල්ලිලා අර එහෙම අයියා මෙහෙ එහෙම තියෙන්නේ ඉතින් අරයා මෙයා දැන් ওই කතාව වෙන්නේ ඉතින් එහෙම අයියලා මල්ලිලාගේ දේවල් තියෙනවා ඉතින් එක පවුලේ එක බඩවැල කඩන් ආවයි කියලා මේ පුද්ගලයෝ වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් අනිත් එක ඒ පුද්ගලයෝ කරන වැරදි වලට අනිත් අය වගේ කියන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ
දැන් සම්බන්ධයක් නැත්තේම නැද්ද
මගෙත් එක සම්බන්ධයක් නෑ මගෙත් එක සම්බන්ධයක් අයින් කරේ මේ පිළිබඳව යම් ආරංචි එනකොටම සම්බන්ධතා අයින් කරලා පැමිණිලි කරලා කරන්න ඕනේ නීතිමය කටයුතු සියල්ල මම කරලා තියෙනවා.
ඒ ආණ්ඩුව තියෙන කාලෙද?
ආණ්ඩුව තියෙන කාලෙමයි.
එතකොට දැන් සහෝදරකමක් නැද්ද?
සහෝදරකමක් නෑ වගේ තමයි ඉතින්. මොනවද කරන්නේ? වැරදි කරනව නම් වැරදි කරන එක නා සහෝදරයාද කවුද මේ කියලා දාලා නෑ.
සහෝදරවරුන්ගේ ආණ්ඩුව ඉස්සල්ලාම ඔබතුමාගේ සහෝදරය ඇල්ලුවානේ.
මට හිතෙන්නේ නම් විකුණලා සල්ලි එකතු කරපු අය ගොඩක් හිටියා ඒ කාලෙත්. ඒව පිළිබඳව අපි හැමදෙස්සම දැනුවත් කළා. රට ගියපු අය හරි ඉන්නවනම් සල්ලි දීලා කාට හරි අනවශ්‍ය විදියට සල්ලි දීලා ඒ කියන්නේ රජයේ ගාස්තු හැර කාට හරි දීලා තියෙනවනම් කරුණාකරලා පැමිණිලි කරන්න.
දැන් මේ දවස්වල දේශපාලනේ අවසන්ද නැත්නම් තව කරනවද?
දේශපාලනේ ස්ථිරයටත් කරනවා. ඉතින් දේශපාලනේ අපි දේශපාලඥයෝනේ.
එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය.
ඔව් එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය තමයි ඒක නෙමෙයි සිරිකොතේ ඉන්නේ.
සමගිය පැත්තට පොඩ්ඩක් නේ.
අපි එදත් කිව්වා අපි එකතු වෙ යුතුයි කියන තැන. හෙටත් කියන අපි හැමෝම එකට එකතු වෙලා වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනි දේ.
දැන් ඔබතුමාව තමයි ඉස්ලාම හිරේ දාන්න හදන්නේ.
මම දන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින් හිරේ දාන්න හදනවා කියලා මම දන්නේ නැහැ හිමෙන් කියනවා. හැබැයි ඉතින් මම දන්නේ නැහැ ඊයේ ගිවිසුම සම්බන්ධයෙන් කතා කරලා තිබුණා. ඒ ඉතින් ගිවිසුම් අත්සන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ නීති විරෝධීව නෙවෙයි. ඇමතිවරයාට බලය තියෙනවා. එහෙම එකඟතා ගිවිසුම් හදාගන්න. ඉතින් අපි අවදානම් අරගෙන වැඩ කරලා තියෙනවා රටේ තරුණ තරුණියන්ට අලුත් රස්සාවල් අරන් දෙන්න. හැබැයි ඒක මේ රාජතාන්ත්‍රික G2G ගිවිසුමක් නෙවෙයි. ඒක එකඟතාවයක් අවබෝධතාවයක් විතරයි. යුතුයකම ඉෂ්ට කරන වෙලාවේ රටට සල්ලි වන්න එපා කියපු අය. යුතුයකම ඉෂ්ට කරන වෙලාවේ කකුලෙන් ඇදපු අය. දැන් ඉතින් කැමති නෑ අපි ඒ වෙලාවේ යුතුයකම ඉෂ්ට කරලා රට ගොඩ දාපු එකට.
This is where dreams take flight, where stars are born, and the future of international cricket shines the brightest.
She is setting the stage alight.
16 nations will compete for World Cup glory in Malaysia.
She is putting on a show here.
And they are champions.
The ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup 2025 begins January 18 on TV1.
Life's not about lines, it's about breaking free. It's not about boxes, it's about exploding beyond them. You're the miracle generation. Leading the way, rocking a magical vibe. Unleash your vibe. YFM Relax Party. Relax Party.
A new fire in the West Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles grew ferociously this evening, spreading to almost 1,000 acres in a matter of a few hours as firefighters fanned out across Southern California to battle fires that have killed at least 10 people, destroyed thousands of structures and put the region in crisis. The fallout from the fires in California has reached Las Vegas, and the 560-mile-long line that transports fuel from California refineries to Nevada could face temporary disruptions in service. Crews are combing through the rubble in Los Angeles with cadaver dogs in search of additional victims from the still-burning fire siege that has forced tens of thousands to flee and reduced entire neighborhoods to ash. Fast-moving wildfires, fanned by hurricane-force winds, have rampaged through communities, forcing nearly 180,000 people to evacuate. The Eaton fire near Pasadena has burned over 5,000 structures, a term that includes homes, apartment buildings, businesses, outbuildings and vehicles. To the west, the Pacific Palisades, the largest of the fires burning in the LA area, has destroyed over 5,300 structures. Between the Eaton and Palisades fires, more than 10,000 structures have burned. The Los Angeles County Sheriff warned that the death toll is likely to rise as teams search the burned areas, which cover more than 30,000 acres. A spokesperson with the Sheriff's Department told the Los Angeles Times that the authorities' work has been hindered by the conditions inside the fire zones, but detectives are investigating multiple deaths.
In less than 24 hours, the neighborhood gone, leveled, disappeared.
I was in tears with still choked up. With my daughter right now, it's a lot of hard work building a business, and seeing this, it's tough, very tough.
As authorities try to determine the effects of the devastating fires, the blazes continued to burn across Los Angeles. A new fire, the Kenneth Fire, started on Thursday afternoon in the San Francisco Valley, just a few miles from where fire evacuees were sheltering at a high school, and prompted evacuation orders in the community of Calabasas. Although the strong winds eased slightly on Thursday, they were expected to strengthen in the evening and into Friday, causing further panic in a city that has been hit by what officials have described as among the worst disasters in its history. The fires in Southern California began on Tuesday afternoon with intense winds in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood, one of the city's most desirable addresses and home to a series of A-list movie stars.
Palisades, I see LAV1. Yeah, go ahead.
Authorities have not publicly identified any of the people who died, but family members have begun coming forward. The fires have strained the region's water resources. As firefighters battled the blazes, they struggled with reduced water pressure and fire hydrants that ran dry in some areas due to the increased demand. But crews would not have been able to stop the unprecedented blazes regardless.
It's extremely difficult to predict. It's extremely difficult to contain.
That's pretty much like a hurricane, except instead of rain, we had fire.
We're running out of water.
This is the worst one for me. Worst one I've ever seen. No question.
The areas in which the fires sparked have a history of fire and are prone to burn. But human-caused climate breakdown is supercharging extreme weather across the world, causing more frequent and more deadly disasters, from heat waves to floods to wildfires. The region has been experiencing warmer than average temperatures in January, in part owing to recent blasts of dry air, including the notorious Santa Ana winds. Southern California has not recorded more than 2.5 millimeters of rain since early May. According to Vogue, Sri Lanka's south coast is this winter's hottest destination. Sri Lanka's south coast has emerged as a top travel destination this winter, offering a perfect blend of natural beauty, cultural richness and luxurious accommodations. According to Vogue, the region is attracting travellers from around the world with its pristine beaches, vibrant wildlife and serene tea plantations. The south coast is renowned for its stunning coastline, where visitors can enjoy activities such as surfing, whale watching and exploring hidden coves. The combination of natural beauty, cultural experiences and luxurious accommodations make Sri Lanka's south coast an ideal destination for winter travellers looking to escape the cold and immerse themselves in a tropical paradise. Here's another report on the waste of public funds under the guise of development.
What happened to the village?
Habarana is a popular destination for both local and international tourists. Additionally, a large number of people come to the town daily after harvesting their crops. In such a bustling town, how crucial is sanitation? Do you know what happened recently? The public toilet system, which was essential for the sanitation needs of the large number of people coming to the town, has been demolished. In 2020, a new project was initiated with an investment of 10 million rupees. Do you remember the Rising Nation 100 Cities project from that time? The funds were allocated from that initiative. Now, this is the current situation.
Toilet එක හදාගෙන ආවා ඊට පස්සේ මේ ඒක හදාගෙන යන එක නතර වුණා යන්න තැනක් නැහැ අපිට ගන්ධස්තරේ බෑ මේ පැත්තේ ඔක්කොම මුත්‍රා කරන්න එන්නේ ඔක්කොම සෙනඟ මේ හරියට
සංචාරක සෑහෙන්න වෙලා පැසිකිලට නැති පස්සේ හැම වෙලාවෙම බලපාලා තියෙන අපට මේ කඩවලට යන්න හදනවා කඩවල යන්න දෙන්නෙත් නැහැ ඔය ටික තමයි තියෙන අපට ගැටලු.
Currently, the only public toilet available for the daily influx of people is at the town's fuel station.
සංචාරකයන් ඒ වගේම බස් රථවලින් පැමිණෙන මගී ජනතාව වැසිකිළියක් වුණාම එන්නේ මේ ෂෙඩ් එකට යන්නේ පැමිණෙන ජනතාව ඉතාමත් අසුරතාවකටපත් වෙනවා මේ වැසිකිළියක් නොමැතිකම නිසා.
We always talk about boosting the country's tourism industry. However, if this is the situation at critical tourist stops, we will always be discussing numbers without seeing real progress. Isn't it time to address this issue quickly and find a solution?
What happened to the village?
In the heart of Panadura, a symbol of hope and progress, now stands as a stark reminder of neglect and broken promises. It lies abandoned, its walls echoing the voices of those who once believed in its promise. This is the village of Kottadi in Point Pedro, where fishing is the main livelihood of its residents. This village is home to 350 families, and processing dry fish is the main industry in the area.
In the Indian trawler, பாதிப்பை கொடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கு இறால் இந்த நேரம் நியாயமான லட்சக்கணக்கில் படும் அதே அவங்களும் விடாமல் அப்படியே வந்து அந்த உயரவால வந்து முல்லைத்தீவுக்கு நேர கரவழுத்தி அடிச்சு கொண்டிருக்கிறாங்க.
எங்களுக்கு வந்து மீன் வந்து இந்த ஏரியா மீன் இல்லை ரோலர் பிரச்சனை இருக்கிறாங்க தூர கடலில் போய் மீன் இந்த மீன் எடுத்து கொண்டு வந்து தாரையில் அதில் எங்களுக்கு யாழ்ப்பாணமும் மன்னாரில் இருந்து தான் இந்த மீன் கொண்டு வந்து தாரவங்க சாப்பாட்டுக்காக இதை பிழைக்கிறோம். அதுவும் இப்போ எங்கள் கடலில் இல்லைன்னு சொன்னால் கஷ்டம் தானே.
A building in Panadura, constructed with over 50 million rupees of public funds, now stands abandoned after a short period of use.
අපරාධ දිරනොත් රජයේ මුදල් නෙමෙයි මේ වගේ කාබාසනේ කරනවා මොකද මේ කරන්නේ කිසි කෙනෙක් මේ ගැන මේ උනන්දු වෙන්නේ ඇවිල්ලා බලනවා හරි හරි ලබන මාසේ කරනවා කියලා යනවා.
The Keselvatta public market in Panadura was built for the benefit of local vendors. Construction began 8 years ago, but now it lies unused and neglected.
මේ අවුරුදු 8කට ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේ මාකට් එක හැදුවේ හොඳට හැදුවා. කෝටි 5ක් වීදම් කරලා. අවුරුදු 5කින් කැඩුවා මේ මාකට් එක ආපහු. කැඩුවා ඊට පස්සේ කොරෝනා එක ආවා. සිමෙන්ති කොටේ 325 දුන්නක රුපියල් 3000 සිමෙන්ති කොටයක් ගියා. ඊට පස්සේ එහෙම කොන්ත්‍රාත්කාරය කොන්ත්‍රාත් එක ඒ මුදලට බැහැ කියලා කරන්න ඒක දාලා ගියා. එදා ඉඳලා අද වෙනතුරු ඔහොම තමයි.
Today, the Kaluthara team, part of the Gamadda initiative, visited Panadura, Vaskadua, Naidua and several other villages to witness the situation firsthand.
Gamadda, door to door.
Newsfirst with the people.
On to more local news now. Sri Lanka Customs has announced that the deadline for rice imports will end at midnight today. With approximately 149,000 metric tons of rice already imported, the Customs Department is working diligently to clear the remaining consignments. However, challenges remain, including the arrival of delayed shipments and concerns over the classification of basmati rice.
The deadline for rice imports ends at midnight tonight. According to Sri Lanka Customs spokesperson Sivali Arugoda, approximately 149,000 metric tons of rice have been imported so far. Of these, 5,000 metric tons were imported through the intervention of the Sri Lanka State Trading Corporation.
All these consignments have been released to the importers after the necessary inspections by the Sri Lanka Customs. However, I believe that by end of today, an additional significant quantity will be cleared through customs.
The Ministry of Trade, Consumer Affairs and Food Security has stated that any rice consignments arriving after this deadline will be redirected. Arugoda also commented on 2 ships carrying delayed rice consignments.
Currently, 2 ships have arrived at the Colombo port, carrying approximately 8,000 metric tons of rice. The issue now is whether these consignments can be recorded in the customs system and released to the importers by midnight. If not, we will need to discuss and decide on the necessary actions with the relevant ministry.
Arugoda also addressed the problematic situation regarding 40 containers of imported rice.
There has been a recent debate about basmati rice. We have received various reports about basmati rice being imported and declared as regular rice. We are conducting special inspections on approximately 40 containers and sending them to the Bathalagoda Rice Research Institute under the Department of Agriculture for testing. After these tests, we will determine the type of rice and take appropriate action. In the market, we sometimes see long-grain white rice being sold as basmati. However, these are not basmati but a similar variety. Basmati rice is subject to a duty of around 400 rupees per kilogram by customs, while other rice varieties are charged around 65 rupees per kilogram.
Port City Colombo celebrated the groundbreaking of the marina development at the Port City Colombo with a special ceremony held today. The marina is set to build a world-class facility with space for 243 marine vessels. Beyond its core marina function, the development will offer exclusive guest clubs, dining, retail outlets, recreational areas, event spaces and ample parking. The event highlighted the project's progress and readiness for investment, marking a major milestone for marine tourism in Sri Lanka and South Asia. Key figures attending included Minister of Foreign Affairs Vijay Herath, Chinese Ambassador to Sri Lanka Ki Zeng Hong and other dignitaries.
This is not just about infrastructure. It is about creating and enhancing destination, a hub that connects people, cultures and economies. This development will also cater to the rapidly growing market of high net worth travelers in the region, as well as catering to a range of tourist categories. The marina with its high-end facilities enhances Sri Lanka's multi-factored destination as a premier destination for luxury tourism and MICE, and will create a seamless blend of leisure and business, attracting global tourists and investors alike. This project is consistent with government's policy, which focuses on sustainable development, inclusive growth, and creating opportunities for all Sri Lankans, guided by our political mandate to ensure inclusivity, prosperity, and equity. We are dedicated to fostering projects that uplift the nation and its people. Beyond its immediate economic impact, this project aligns with our broader tourism goals. It also underscores our dedication to job creation, skill development, and sustainable growth, offering opportunities for local talent in hospitality, tourism, and related sectors. We envisage 3 million visitors, which would generate $5 billion in revenue, a goal which is critical to our economic recovery. As envisioned by His Excellency the President, for a comprehensive socio-economic transformation, we will work to ensure that Sri Lanka will emerge as a thriving nation and secure a beautiful life for its people. Together, we will transform Port City Colombo into a global hub innovation, luxury and economic opportunity.
The luxury marina development is a joint venture between Browns Investments PLC, the strategic investment arm of the LOLC Group, and China Harbour Engineering Company. The Colombo stock market exhibited a positive trend today. The Colombo stock market exhibited a positive trend today, with the all-share price index closing at 15,926 points, marking a 0.73% increase. The S&P SL 20 index also recorded a significant rise, increasing by 1.26%, close to 4,815.28 points. The total share volume traded was 141,041,430, with a turnover of 3,723,022,297 rupees and 25 cents. Market analysts attribute this upward trend to favorable economic indicators and positive corporate earnings reports, which have bolstered investor sentiment.
The stock market showed remarkable growth in the year 2024, rising by 49.2%. Now, this was due to several factors. Predominantly, it was due to falling interest rates, as well as strong corporate earnings and the reduction of political risk post-election. Now, that confidence has carried through to 2025 as well, but overall our outlook for the market still remains fairly positive. There are several factors which will propel the market in 2025. Key amongst this is the completion of Sri Lanka's external debt restructure, which will lead to an increase in our credit ratings. In addition to this, interest rates are still on a declining trend, and corporate earnings will improve as the economy grows. So overall, the stock market is still a very attractive investment option for the next few months as well.
NVIDIA announced that Toyota, Aurora and Continental have joined the list of global mobility leaders developing and building their consumer and commercial vehicle fleets on NVIDIA accelerated computing and AI.
Toyota, the world's largest automaker, will build its next-generation vehicles on NVIDIA Drive AGX Orin, running the safety-certified NVIDIA Drive OS operating system.
Today, Toyota and NVIDIA are going to partner together to create their next-generation AVs.
These vehicles will offer functionally safe, advanced driving assistance capabilities. The majority of today's auto manufacturers, truck makers, robotaxi and autonomous delivery vehicle companies, Tier 1 suppliers and mobility startups are developing on NVIDIA Drive AGX platform and technologies. With cutting-edge platforms spanning training in the cloud to simulation to compute in the car, NVIDIA's automotive vertical business is expected to grow approximately $5 billion in fiscal year 2026. Aurora, Continental and NVIDIA this week also announced a long-term strategic partnership to deploy driverless trucks at scale powered by NVIDIA Drive. NVIDIA's accelerated compute running Drive OS will be integrated into the Aurora Driver, an SAE Level 4 autonomous driving system that Continental plans to mass manufacture in 2027. Other mobility companies adopting NVIDIA Drive AGX for their next generation and advanced driver assistance systems and autonomous vehicle roadmaps include BYD, JLR, Li Auto, Lucid, Mercedes-Benz, NIO, Neuro, Rivian, Volvo Cars, Wabi, Wave, Zeekr, Zoox and many more. NVIDIA offers 3 core computing systems and the AI software essential for end-to-end autonomous vehicle development. NVIDIA Drive AGX is the in-vehicular computer. NVIDIA DGX processes the data from the fleet and trains AI models, and NVIDIA Omniverse and NVIDIA Cosmos running on NVIDIA OVX systems test and validate self-driving systems in simulation.
A hotel named Ambayalu, located in Kandalama, Dambulla, was officially declared open today.
A hotel named Ambayalu, located in Kandalama, Dambulla, officially opened today. The inauguration ceremony was led by the French ambassador to Sri Lanka. Notably, the hotel boasts an all-female staff, adding a unique touch to its operations. The property borders the picturesque Kandalama Lake.
World Press Photo Exhibition by the Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Sri Lanka, in collaboration with the Sri Lanka Press Institute, was declared open in Colombo today.
The World Press Photo Exhibition, organized by the Sri Lanka Press Institute in collaboration with the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, was officially opened today by Deputy Minister of Media and Health, Dr. Hansaka Wijayamuni. The exhibition, showcasing award-winning photojournalism from around the globe, will be on display in Colombo until January 20th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Following its run in Colombo, the exhibition will travel to Jaffna from January 24th to 27th and then to Galle from January 31st to February 2nd.
Well, that's a wrap up of Prime Time News for tonight. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good night.